Good morning, family. Today I have family coming to visit and we're gonna need some desserts up in this house. So today I'm going to simultaneously make 2 cakes with you guys today, and you guys stick around and I'll be right back. I'm back. The first cake that we're going to make is a delicious, and I didn't say this, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day. I am. I've gotten up early, got most of my chores done, getting my guest room ready because I have a cousin and her husband coming up to spend the night. And I'm going to make 2 cakes. That way I make sure I got something that they'll like. And one cake could be served with coffee, and one cake could be served with ice cream, or they both could be served with ice cream. So I'm just I like to have options in the house. And right now we don't have a lot of sweets in the house because we are trying to eat a little bit better. Trying, but we're getting there. Alrighty. So I've got my mixer set up, and we're going to go right into this cake. And I'm just going to do voiceover commentary for this one. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you'll stay tuned to the end, I'll let you see me get the guest bedroom ready. Hopefully it won't be too long of a video because it is 2 cakes, but we'll get it done. We're going to do them simultaneously. Then we're going to build the icing, and then we're going to decorate them, and then we're going to look at them, and then you guys get to go in the guest room with me today. Okay, first cake up is the Sakatumi cake. I put 1 box of that vanilla cake mix in there. You can use a yellow cake mix, and I've reserved 2 tablespoons for the streusel of the cake mix. You put it in a bowl, and I have added 4 eggs to that. I am now going off camera to gather a 1/2 cup of milk. The milk was over to the side, so I had to go and grab it. And I should be back in. There I go. Put that milk in there, girl. You know what you're doing. Now, I'm just gonna head over to, well, no, wait a minute. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract right there in that. It's going to make that cake delicious. Now I'm going to the refrigerator, and I believe I am going to grab out 1 cup of vanilla yogurt, which is 1 container. That equals 1 cup. Here I come. This recipe is really good if you can put sour cream in it. I didn't have any sour cream, so I substituted yogurt in it. And let me tell you, it was delicious. But sour cream does kind of give it that little thing. But yogurt and sour cream kind of are similar. So you can use them just like milk or buttermilk whenever you're adding the milk. And I will have these recipes listed down in the descriptions. In my description below. And this is a really delicious cake. I'm just going to tell you. It's one of my favorite. Okay. And I believe that I'm just going to kind of scoop the side down and let this mix. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, this baby's about mixed up. But one of the things I needed to tell you is when I first started this, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So that's why that cake was already poured up in that mixing bowl. And in that mixing bowl is 4 eggs, 1 cup of vanilla yogurt, a 1/2 cup of milk or buttermilk, 1/3 cup of oil. You guys didn't see me add that, but I did. I put 1/3 cup of oil in there and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Don't forget to reserve your 2 tablespoons of cake mix for the streusel, because this thing's going to have a streusel inside of it. I've got my pan sprayed. I'm going to add about half the mixture into that pan, because you're going to put half and then you're going to put the streusel. And also I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And this cake is going to go for about 40 to 45 minutes. And I'm going to make the streusel right now. I've got the 2 tablespoons of cake mix. I added 1 cup of chopped pecans. I have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And you're just going to mix that together, and that is going to become a delicious streusel that bakes inside of this delicious cake. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good, y'all. I know it's good because we done ate it. I can tell you that these 2 cakes were hits. I have just a little bit of the strawberry cake left, and I'm doing this on Sunday night, and this was cooked on Saturday morning. So both of these recipes are winners. Winners, 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 chicken dinners. So about half of that batter will go into that fluted pan. And you can do this in a bundt, a regular bundt, a fluted pan. You can do it you can do it as a stack cake, in 2 9-inch round. However you want to do it. You can do it however, and look at me adding that deliciousness. It is so good. Okay, I'm going to add that in there, and I'm going to put the rest of the cake, and she's going to go in the oven. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to add the rest of the batter now, and you're going to make sure that you cover up every bit of that streusel that's in there. You've got to have cake on top of that streusel so that it is inside of it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Girl, come on and get all that cake mix out of that bowl. My goodness. I'm making myself nervous scraping that pan. Oh, I'm so frugal. I don't want to waste one bit of that delicious 97-cent cake mix that I bought. But anyway, I'm making sure I'm getting every drop out of there because that streusel does need to be covered up. Now you'll see me take this spoon and kind of wipe it around the edges because there's a little streusel that's kind of exposed, and it's important to have that streusel completely covered. Then I'm taking the spoon and kind of stabbing down in there, and that way it's kind of pulling that streusel up into that cake batter. That way you don't just have one little line, you kind of have a wave of it. It's so good. I can't wait for you guys to try this and tell me how you like it. Okay, she's going in the oven, like I said, at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. And I'll tell you, it cooked a little quicker than 40 minutes in my oven. It was perfect at about 37 minutes. About 37 minutes I took her out, and it was good. Okay, we're on to cake number 2. And this is our homemade strawberry cake. To that mixing bowl, I just added 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I am getting ready to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder to that mix. It's going to be good. It's going to be delicious. I wish somebody would tell me to get that ugly washcloth out of the way. It's laying there, but I am so funny about having the counter dirty. I always got a washcloth or a towel on my shoulder. I am now adding in 1 3-ounce package of strawberry jello. And that's going to give us some of that good, delicious strawberry flavor in this homemade cake. It's going to be good. The other cake is my favorite, and I have been craving a strawberry cake. That's why I decided to make one, because I'm the boss, so it's what I want, and other people just eat it and like it. All right, right now I am cracking 3 room temperature eggs that we're going to add to that mixing bowl. Some of the other ingredients that I'm going to be adding is a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/3 cup of oil, and 3/4 cup of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract is going in there. And I am going to be adding 1/4 cup of strawberry preserves to it, because you can't outdo God. If you're making some kind of cake that's a fruit cake, an apple cake, a strawberry cake, an orange cake, you cannot outdo God. You've got to add some of the real delicious fruit in there. And those had big hunks of strawberries in it, and it just made that cake so good. Now I'm going to tell you what I would do different. This cake needs a little bit more moisture. So I believe I would have added a cup of yogurt to this, some vanilla pudding, something. It needed a little bit more moisture. It wasn't like bone dry. It was a really good cake, but you know that cake has to have some moistness to it. So I'm going to beat this, and then I'll be back whenever we're doing something different. Right now I'm just walking around like a crazy person. I'm going to scrape both sides, the sides of the bowl down. All right, be right back. Right here, you'll notice that I had to add just a tiny bit of water to the batter. It needed a little bit more, like I said, moisture. And had I been thinking, I would have added some yogurt. Sometimes when I'm working with a new cake or something new, I'm always scared to maybe do a little bit more to it than what my recipe has on the side, because sometimes I've been known to explode cakes. Get them too moist and then they don't hold together and you can't even ice them. Now, they make good bowl cakes where you put them in a bowl and serve them up, but I had company coming and these cakes had to be beautiful. So, I was sticking to the recipe. But sometimes if you make cakes enough like I have, you can kind of look at it and tell it needs a little bit more moisture, a little bit something. And I was thinking it did, and I added the water, and it helped. Anyway, this cake is going to go into the same oven that the other cake's in, but it's going to cook for 20 to 25 minutes at 350. So here's the cool thing. By the time I got this cake all mixed and ready and put it in the oven, it was about 20 minutes left on the other cake. So these cakes just finished right together. So, alrighty, I'm putting it in a bundt pan that I have pre-sprayed and got it fixed so that I'm hoping and praying that it ain't going to stick when it comes out. And this little bundt pan right here belonged to my mama. And I don't know how many bundt cakes I ate out of that. More than I can count. Alrighty. Like I said, I'm going to put it in there and we're going to get it in the oven. There I go again. Scraping that bowl. I'm going to get every drop of that cake out of there if it's the last thing I do. We're going in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, I'm getting ready to do the icing for the strawberry cake. And I have a half a cup of hot milk. It has to be hot milk because you're going to add a 3-ounce pack of strawberry jello to it, and you're going to need that milk to be hot enough to dissolve that gelatin. If not, you're going to have hunks in your icing. Trust me, I know. I had one hunk in my icing and I had to get it out. So make sure your milk is hot enough. I got my milk fairly warm, but it needs to be hot. Not scorched, but hot. Okay, now we're going to add a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar into this mix at this time. And we're going to let that mix. And we're going to beat that on high for 5 minutes. And I believe I'm going to add some more powdered sugar to it in a minute. Oh, I forgot. I did add about 2 teaspoons of some of those strawberry preserves again. Now, just a funny little tip so you guys know it. The lid is off that preserve jar. I don't know what I did with it. When I did some cleaning, I did something with that lid. I never could find that lid. It wasn't in the trash can because I had just put a new trash bag in, and it was not in the sink to be cleaned. That's just another little funny tip that Grandma Nene does. She makes lids disappear off preserve jars. Alrighty. We got to mix this up. It needs to mix for about 5 minutes on a medium to high speed. Alrighty. There I go wiping that counter again with that ugly washcloth. Okay, now that it's blended for 5 minutes, I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a stir. It's going to be refrigerated for 10 minutes. No less than 10 minutes. It can be refrigerated longer, but it needs to go in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes to chill. And then we're going to come back to that and we're going to make it delicious. Alrighty. The reason I'm extra stirring this is because, like I said, you have to make sure you have that milk hot so you get that completely dissolved. Now, my cake still turned out good, but because I'm showing you guys what I did and what I could do different, the next time I want you guys to know, use really good hot milk. That way your cake will turn out great, not just good. Alrighty, I'm back to cleaning again. Okay, right now I'm getting ready to work on the glaze to the socket to me cake. To this, I am going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 3 tablespoons of milk to this. Now, you can make more or less, or you don't have to add any glaze to this cake, because this cake could stand alone, but the little bit of glaze that I put on it, a lot of people put an extra lot amount of glaze, but this cake is good on its own. It's a good cake, so you're not going to need a whole bunch of glaze on it. I kind of just wanted some to kind of sit on the top of it and just give it that little extra sweetness. Alrighty, once I get this made, I'm also going to refrigerate this until we're ready to use it. Alrighty. Okay, for some reason, I have turned the camera up and you can't see what I'm doing. But to that icing, that gelatin icing, the strawberry icing that we're making, I put 1 stick of room temperature butter and 1 of the small packages of cream cheese to it, and another 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And I have blended that. And I've already ran it through the blender, and I was just hand mixing it to make sure it was smooth, and now I'm setting it in the refrigerator. Like I said, I'll have the ingredients in my description underneath the video. Alrighty, these cakes are done. That's the strawberry cake, and look how pretty and pink it is. I'm so proud of it. And here comes the sock it to you cake. It's more like slap your mama, and but I don't want to slap my mama. But it's a good cake. My mama might slap me, it's so good. Anyway, I'm putting a fork in there right now just to test it to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly. Like I said, that cake took about 37 minutes, and this one came in about 20 minutes like it was supposed to. Alrighty. I'm going to let these cakes cool, and now I'm off to making the bed. Okay, I am putting the icing on these delicious cakes. They're delicious. They were enjoyed, and I just hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you can, leave me a like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Grammy Nene, and I love each and every one of you. God bless you.